I understand that you already are familiar with vector and scalar quantity. Sa physics, discuss naman ni Sir Rotadoy. Vector quantity is a quantity that has both magnitude and direction. Whereas a scalar quantity is a magnitude that has only magnitude. Okay. Similarly, kung ako ni siyang inananaon na namin, ako ni Mimurana, ako ito, paingon dito, we exert ko, say for example, 10 Newton, siya, ituon sa niya ang labisa, paingon din, we exert sa 5 Newton. The force that the chair experiences is equals to 5 Newton towards that direction. Ano naman, giminus na ang mga force. Why? Because we make consideration of the direction. Say for example, I have here 50 Newton force. Then I nag-exert the opposite of 20 Newton lang, say for example. So the force or the overall force or the net force that the plate experiences is paingon dito equivalent to 30 Newton. Now, kung katong tuturuan, kung diri ingon ko 15 Newton, the line kung dugang nga force nga say for example 20 Newton, the force that the plate experiences is paingon diri equals to 70 Newton. Klaro nga na because they have the same direction. Okay. Now, what ay problema na if the forces are collinear? I mean to say, they are on the same line. But what will happen kung ang atong force does not belong in a straight line? So, all of them muhimot ang mga buhatas mga components. Okay. But before that, we need to know how to represent a vector. In handling work, a vector is generally represented by a letter with an arrow written over it, such as a arrow, meaning that is a vector. The magnitude is designated as the absolute value of A or the magnitude of A, meaning absolute value, it doesn't want you consider ang positive or negative, or simply as A. To make it shorter, hindi ka sa tinta, A ra pinutan. Sa A ra gani, meaning to say that is the magnitude of the vector. Vector is represented graphically by an arrow line whose length is proportional to certain vector quantity. Manatali mo pa? Paano? Okay. So, what this statement says is that if we are going to represent the vector graphically, the length of the line is proportional to the magnitude of the vector. I understand na testing naman sa physics, di ba? Ikuha ninyo ang resultant graphically. Eh, ito mo, wala na. Okay, itong scaling mo, say for example, mayroon karoon o 5 Newton is to 1 centimeter. Meaning to say, kung nakay 25 Newton na force, ay equivalent na niya is equals to 5 cm. So, mag-plug ka. Say for example, mayroon sa given 25 Newton at 30 degrees north of east. So, how are you going to plug it? Limong kadiri sa direction. We have here north, south, east, and west. 30 degrees north of east, meaning north siya from east. Di ka diri, move ng 30 degrees. Kuhaon mo yung protector, ibutang mo nila yung protector, tagawan mo 30 degrees, hindi mo siyang tugisan. After that, okay, the scaling matani, 25 Newton is equals to 5 cm. Kung measure ka 5 centimeters, di ka dili, paingon dili. Say for example, dili mo to. That is now your vector representation. Okay? Di ba, mo ito ibuhat sa oras sa physics, no? Pag-aagong duwa ka vector, ay kaduwa ka vector, ibalihin na to ang origin, dili na sa imuhang head sa primero nga vector. Aw, dito na to atong i-sumpay. Yung dalawa, dito kito magkatuntun sa resultado yun, no? Huwag mo kalimot doon. Okay, the mathematical representation of a physical vectors depends on the coordinate system used to describe it. Now, To make it simple, actually, nailagang coordinate system no, kung saan pag-represent na vector na generally, ang majority gamit is more na gitawag na ito Cartesian coordinate system o polar coordinate system. I'm sure familiar naman eh. Cartesian coordinate. Familiar naman eh? Bili. Kali. Familiar mo, Dili? Cartesian. Kung saan naman Cartesian? Kapag Cartesian, mauto siya ang I, X, and Y component. So for example, you're given here, kanilang hapon na vector. For example, you're given here 25 Newton at 30 degrees north of east. So that, nakay 25 Newton, nakay 30 degrees din, mo ni mo ang vector A. Now, kanang nga vector A can be represented by its component. Di ba? This can be represented by its component. Na component din nagana tawag ta na o A, Y. Na component nga gapaari kana siya atong tawgon o A, X. Di ba? So, man magkuha na, di ba? Kaya mo naman tana, no? We have AY is just equals to A sine of 30 degrees. And AX is just equals to A cosine of 30 degrees. Now, we can represent that one. So that AY, AX can be represented into a Cartesian vector wherein vector A is just equals to AX I plus AY J. This is already a Cartesian coordinate system. It represents the vector A na giswat niya ang iyang mga components. Now, kung sa'yo nakamindot ng Cartesian coordinate system is that gamito na ito siya kung mag-add ng mga vectors. Nga naman, ibuwag mo na ito ang AX at AY. Ang AX, ibutan na ito diri o I, tanan nga mga I, ato ipang-add, tanan nga mga J, ato ipang-add. Ang total na niya, na kay in terms of I and in terms of J, mauna siya na itong resultant vector. Basically, mauna siya ang logic sa component method. Atong i-represent ang kada vector into its components. Abig ako ilay kay alimuot. Kasabot dahil wala. Sabot na ang polar, kung saan nakalahan yung polar coordinate system. For the polar coordinate system, ang gamiton na niya is we just need to represent the vector together with their direction at 30 degrees. Usually, ang 30 degrees nga gigamit din is itawag na to gikan siya sa positive x-axis. Kung dili mo ganit, kutangag at 30 degrees north of east. Kani siya polar coordinate system. Kani siya Cartesian coordinate system. Kung inyong kalkyo nga scientific, na siya diha P to R, polar to rectangular, na pula diha R to P, rectangular to polar. Pili na siya dito. Kalkyo. Kung di mo ganahan, convert pag yun namin. Okay. Kung sa'y gamit sa polar coordinate system. Ang polar coordinate system, gamit ko na to if we are going to multiply two vectors. Kung sa'y buhaton, we just need to multiply the magnitude and add the directional angle. Sabot wa? Sabot. Anyway, dili kita bumaten ano niya. Kaya wala kayo diri sa mechanics. Probably naa sa higher mechanics, but wala kayo ta mag-multiply dili vector. Ang naa diri kasagaran is addition of vectors. That is why importante ang Cartesian coordinate system. Now, vector quantity refers to the quantity that has both magnitude and direction, whereas scalar quantity is a quantity that has magnitude only. Now, what will happen if mag-multiply tayo scalar and vector? Kung sa may itong answer. Scalar quantity, vector quantity, atong i-multiply. Kung sa may answer. Ang answer na is still a vector quantity. Ato rin multiply ng magnitude and i-carry na nato ang direction. Vector addition, head to tail. Two vectors can be added together to determine the results. To add two vectors, simply put the tail of the second vector to the head of the first vector. Okay? Let us try. Tama ko rin, record ko ba rin? Wala mo tanong? Di ba gaan naman ng pictures, no? Tao na? Nag-add na wala? Ha? Nag-add na tanong? Component method, no? Mana? Okay, kung wala ito wala, two vectors can be such as force or precision may be added to form a resultant vector R by using parallelogram method. Now, sa parallelogram method, what will happen is that ato lang i-project two vectors, A and B. Condition A, ato i-project dito sa head sa atong B. Then ang B, ato i-project sa head sa atong A. So that naka-form ng parallelogram. Then we draw from the origin towards the opposite as a diagonal of the parallelogram. We already solved for the R. Actually, basically, this is just the same as head to tail. Nagkaingon lang niya, head to tail, ang usara itong gibalhin. Dire, siya gibalhin, wala siya gibalhin, but the project, ang kanisa project sa ibabaw. Basically, the same. Now, kung nang dinikit wani kung gamit, because may kanisya, nalipog na nung kasamot. And basically, trigonometry is invented para pagsulbat sa lalis sa yuta. Okay, usually, ang ingon sila, akala ko ng trigonometry class, may itabok ko na o nag-una ko na popular siya, nagigamit dito pigulo sa Egypt, sa Nile River. Yan naman, because every time kuno nga magbaha ang Nile River, maglalis ko ng mga tao asa napita ang planan sa yuta. No? Lalis mo kita dili karon asa ang planan, no? Muna giingon nila na mag-reunion ko ng pamilya, maglutuwa ko ng bilog yuta. Nga naman, kung sabi naa sa trigonometry, isa kung sa pa ng area class, isa kung sa pa yung forma na hexagon, isa pa yung forma na niya, regular na yung konsa. Once na mapurma na siya nimo yung triangles, you can already solve for the area. Isa kung sa gina, triangle na good. Meaning ko siya, ikabot na to sa itong mga problems, like itong inihatag yung last time. Triangle na yun ang formato niya. Once makuha niyo mga triangles, you can already solve for the problem sa inyong. Okay? Yan yung nalaro. Now, triangle construction. Kung ano yung ganahan ng method. Ang second vector, atong ibutan sa head sa inyong first vector so that we can form a triangle. Okay? Let us try na lang. An example. Say for example, we have here A is equals to 30 Newton at 30 degrees north of this. B is equals to, say for example, 20 Newton at 45 degrees north of east. Say for example, yun na. We are going to add the two vectors using triangle construction. So first is that, again, triangle construction man, hindi mo sa tao, ako sa itlat ng mga ka-vector. Yung meron 30 degrees, yung ana, muna yung vector A, 30 degrees na. Sunod mo, is ang yung vector B, meaning to say head to tail man, Bali na ito rin, tunga-tunga, o na yung vector B. Vector B, which is actually equals to 45 degrees. So that, more na kurma mo. From the original, madung sa tumoy, you have now your resulta. Pangutana, pila man ang resulta. Now, you need to analyze the triangle. Tuloy ng balik ng triangle na pinalain ng forma, pero maklaro. Okay? 30 degrees. Kali 45 degrees. So, itabo dire. So, ito pag-analyze. Di ba, kung ganun siya 30 degrees, it follows na ganun siya is also 30 degrees. Di ba? Kung ganun siya 45 degrees, since this is 90, klaro kayo kung ganun siya is 45 degrees. Kasi kemo ka nga 90. So, kemo ka pila ng angle. Kanan siya ng angle, theta. Theta, therefore, is just equals to 30 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 45 degrees. So, theta is equals to calculus ito by 10, 165 degrees. Okay, nana kay theta. Now, kung nana kay theta, na given the two sides, kaya kung kapila nga side, the nga side is 30 Newton. The nga side is 20 Newton. You are given two sides and angle in between, you can already solve for the R. Using cosine law. So, cosine law, we have c squared is just equals to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of theta. Wherein the angle theta should be opposite to the side that you are looking for. So that we have, ang c na to is the opposite, which is r squared is just equals to a is 30 squared plus b, which is 20 squared minus 2 times 30 times 20 cosine of 165 degrees. R squared is just equals to 3 squared, 30 squared, 900 plus 220 squared, 400 minus 2 times 30, 60 times 50, 30 times 50, 600 times 2, 1,200. 1,200 cosine of 165 degrees. Hindi calculate no? Hindi na matabang. O magdag-calculate? Kailan sila nilay? 2,000? 400? 459 point? Point 11. Okay, square root na. Pila? 49.59. 49.59 Newton. Okay, so na tayo answer sa itong resultant. But again, that is not the final answer. Why? Because the answer should be a vector quantity. But what we get here is just the magnitude. Okay, magnitude naman na kung bubalik kasi sa drawing, analyze. Pag-analyze ito sa drawing, tanawan ito din, natay angle din. Kaya siya ang angle, tawag na ang angle beta. Gamit ang sine law, we have B all over sine of beta. Kaning kulungan line all over sine beta is just equals to kaning line which is actually R all over sine of theta. Balihin. So what will happen is equals to sine beta B, which is 20 sine of 165 degrees all over R, you know R, 49.59. The sine of beta is equal to Pilami. Calcio.
Morning.
0.1?
1040.
1040. Ayun ba na? Beta is equal to shift sine. Hmm? 5.99 degrees. So, probably, nala siya sa 6 degrees, no? Okay? Now, hindi pa ginawa ang final answer. Ano man? That is just the angle beta. But when we see the direction, it should be coming from any of these axes. Kani. So that, kung yung tanawon, beta plus 30 is actually more ang iyang direction. So that, therefore, the answer is 49.59 Newton at 5.99 plus 30, 35.99 degrees north of east. Boring ang final answer. Nasabtan? Wow. Kaptan na lang, sa'yo naman lang. Okay na daw? Baka ka ba ang kapitan ng bilo? Baka ka ba ang kapitan ng bilo? Mapunta na ba ito?
Ito naman ako sa gabi, sir.
Ito sa gabi na. Okay. Again, yung nanamon na napag-solve. Kani siya ang solusyon is mo ni gitawag na to katong triangular method, which is basically sayon naman god. Nagaingon lang kani, kinahanglan kanindot ka mo drawing, kinahanglan ka mo analyze ani. Daghang ang analysis samtang na-solve. Much better kung atong i-convert siya into component method. And again, sa akong gina-discuss kanina, nag-add man tag duha ka vector, di ba? Nag-add tag duha ka vector. Kung nag-add tag duha ka vector, we can use therefore the Cartesian coordinate system. So atong buhaton is just ang usa ka vector A, atong i-represent into AX, AY, AXI plus AYJ. Ang kaduha nga vector BXI o BYJ. Ang nga I i-add, ang nga J i-add, ako man, gamitan ng Pythagorean, solve na ito ang R. Basically, parihara yung siyang answer. Okay. Ang nakaparat na ito niya, ang nakabati ito niya, kung ang imuhang angle yung ano, kung mga ka-vector yung ano. Ang usang ka-vector yung ano, ang usang ka-vector yung ano. Libog-libog na siya naman. But again, hindi siya malibog. Ang ato lang pumatong is that we always get the reference angle. Na-discussan mo sa tayo yung reference angle? Wala. Kung saan na reference angle? It is the angle of the vector from the positive x-axis. Meaning to say, kani siya, reference angle na. Kaya reference angle namin is kani. Always, kung ginanak ka, automatic, nanay po kayo kidaan ng imong solution, you will get a positive AX or a negative AX depending kung asa kayo imuhang vector quantity. Distinta? Distinta dili. Distinta na lang. Ramindot. Distinta, ramindot yun. Say for example, we're giving you a vector, ngayon na. Again, atong buhaton is that atong ruingon. So that atong masabtan. First vector, 13 Newton at 60 degrees north of east. Most probably, ngayon na nagporma. Kone ang 60 degrees vector A. 10 Newton at 45 degrees west of north. 45 degrees west of north, 10 Newton, gamayro na siya. Probably, ngayon na nagporma. 45 degrees west of north, tara. The north pa rin. South, east, and west. 45 degrees west of north man. So meaning from west, from north, towards west, 45 degrees. Ikatulo, 15 Newton at 15 degrees south of west. So meaning to say rin. Vector C, this is 15 degrees. Okay? Nakatayin na. Can we solve this using triangle method? Puta na. Pwede? Pwede. Ba't nagsasaw ni mo? Hasol kayo. So, primero, kaning duha ng unahon, probably, nanindiri, sunagay, sultan ng yunana. Sumpay ni mo ni, yunana, probably, yung answer na direct. Which is kapoy, kaduha ka mo gamit yung usain lo. Lisod, kita kausa, kaduha na noon. So, naisayo na niya. What we need to do is that first, we need to get its reference angle. Tagot na primero ang reference angle of theta A, or the reference angle of the vector A. Kung sa may reference angle sa vector A, di ba? Ang reference angle, by definition, is an angle from the positive x-axis. This is a positive x-axis. Automatically, theta A is equals to 60 degrees. Next, theta B. Theta B is 45 degrees gikan dire. But kay Bota, nga kani siya is 90. 90 plus 45, 135 degrees. Theta C is equals to 180 plus 15. 180 plus 15, theta C is equals to 195 degrees. Ato na naon, para maka-ring cube, 19 plus 45, theta B is equals to 135 degrees. Ang masabtan nyo sa wala ko. Okay? Kuha ka. Now, we need to get the components. So we have here AX is equals to A cosine of theta A. AX is equals to, ang A na to is 30. 30 cosine of 60 degrees. AX is equals to 15. Di ba? 15 Newton. BX is equals to B cosine of theta B. BX is equals to, ang B na to is 10 cosine of 135 degrees. BX is equals to pila? Negative 7.07. Take note, the BX na o negative, automatic, ginawas ng negative. Ano man? Adong man siya dito. And automatically, if your vector is in the third quadrant, o second quadrant, ang cosine nila is negative yan. Dire, tanan silang trigonometric function, positive. Dire, ang cosine o ang second, negative. Dire, positive ang tangent, negative ang sine, negative ang cosine. Dire, negative ang sine, positive ang cosine, ang tangent. Mobile na siya yung properties sa trigonometry, sa quadrants. So, di na ka marong. Di na ka kinanglan mag-analyze, di na ka marong. Kaya magawa siya mismo, kung atong gamiton is ang reference angle. Sunod, CX. CX is equals to C cosine of theta C. CX is equals to 15 cosine of 195. Positive, negative. Negative yapon. Take note, ayun siya dito. Negative ang iyang component. Pili answer? 14.49 Newton. Okay? Mga ta? AX at AY. AY is is equals to A sine of theta A. AY is equals to 30 sine of 60 degrees. AY is equals to pila? 25? 98 Newton. Next, BY. BY is equals to B sine of theta B. BY is equals to 10 sine of 135. 7.07 Newton. CY. C sine of theta C. CY is equals to 15 sine of 195 degrees. Positive, negative? Negative. Anong negative man? Kaya padong siya sa ubos. So, kailan sir? 2.59 Newton. Okay? 3.88 Newton. Okay. Sa ako nang ginaingon niya, Cartesian is just a representation using Cartesian vector. Muli siyang I, muli ang J. Kung i-add natin ito ha, of course, we can get 30 Newton at 60 degrees north of east. Pero ito kung i-add natin BXI plus BYI, we can get B, 10 Newton at 45 degrees west of north. And this is our C. CXI plus CYJ, muli na atong C, which is equals to 15 Newton at 15 degrees south of west. Puro siya I, puro siya J. Now, ato i-add ang tanan ng mga I. We have Rx is just equals to 15 Newton, 15 na lang, minus 7.07 minus 14.49, or Rx is equals to pila? Negative 6.56 Newton. Ry is just equals to AY, which is 25.98 plus 7.07 minus 3.88. Ry is equals to pila? 29.17 Newton. Ato na siyang i-plot, asam din tayo mo na itong resulta. Ang Ry na to, negative 6, dadili. Ang Rx na to, ano rin, bugo, sayok, bugo. Dadali. Ang Rx na to, negative, dadili. Kung kuha tayo para dito gram, ang ato rin resulta is gaingon anak. This is our Ry. This is our Rx. We can now solve for R. R is just equals to the square root of Rx squared plus Ry squared. R is just equals to the square root of negative 6.56 squared plus 29.17 squared. Square root R is equals to pila? Pila? 29.19 Newton. Sir, but again, this is not our final answer. This is just the magnitude of the final answer. So that we have here tangent of theta R is just equals to theta opposite Ry all over negative Rx or Rx, or equals to ang Ry na to is 29.17, Rx na to is negative 6.56. Theta R is equals to the tangent of 29.17 all over negative 6.56, or theta R is equals to pila? Negative 27.33 degrees. What does this denote? Ano negative man? Ano negative bilban? Okay. Ano sa tamoy mong positive ang atong angkol? Di ba? Ang positive at angle, gikan dire, ang tuyok niya is counter. In this case here, gikan na dire, paingon dito, negative. Because, kaya yung ani mata, Ry over Rx, always with reference to the x-axis. Now, unfortunately, because the trigonometric functions is designed for right triangles, meaning to say, atong calculator sa, di na siya may tabo ng one set of more than 90 degrees. So, meaning, supposedly, answer na tayo kuya. Punta natin yan. Supposedly, ang answer na rin niya is kaning angle. Dire, paingon dito. But this is greater than 90 degrees. So that ayan yung answer, hindi ka naliligan. Or, atong tubag, therefore, R is just equals to 29.90 Newton at 77.33 degrees from the Matsulte. North of west. Answer, final. Basta yun. Di ba? Mas dili ka masipyat. Na naman, wala na i-analyze. Tinuro siya gamit sa tanan ng mong solusyon. Ang problema lang dire is that kung masayop ka dire pala, sayop na tanan. North of west. Gano'n north of west? West pa rin dire. West pa rin dire. Taingon siya sa north. So norte siya sa west. Toyok siya dire. Okay? Ha? Panalitan dito negative, ang answer na dire. Or pwede dire. Di ba kung nakay 30 degrees ka na, di ba 30 degrees na? Kung mo siya ipadayon, 30 degrees sa din. So basically, duha. Una nga, what you need to do is you have to draw your Rx and Ry. Para makita mo asa siya nakita nga quadrant na imuhang resulta. Okay. But actually, the real world problem is dili yung nani ang gibilong ang lugar, yung kita mo, galakaw ka sa skina, makita ka problem yung nani. Sometimes sa building, di ka kita gatuko ng building, asa mo kang road, ani, di ato pa itaon, asa ni nakasuwat mo yung nani. Di juga kita. Why? Because in real world problem, may problema, ikaw mo represent ang iyong nani. Just like ito kung i-answer yung last time. Bright kayo mo, no? Ayaw mo pagkatundo ni Sir Tabio yung video. Mo na bright kayo mo.